say to the fans, hey, good morning, everybody. We're live, and we moved the show today from Wednesday to Thursday because of a dead guy. And the intro's still the same, though. So here you go.
That's right, the dead guy.
This is True OF Entertainment.
Well, here we go. It's the man that promises you nothing and delivers. It's the veritable man motor mouth. It's Road Woods who feels the need to call himself Robb Vega. It somehow makes him feel important. Anyway, do have a listen and try not to throw up.
Oh my God, the dead guy. Yeah, I feel bad because he's a dead guy, but we did show respect yesterday. We didn't do the show.
He doesn't care.
Well, then we should have done the show.
Because he's dead.
Well,
right?
There's dead and there's dead. So,
yeah. Is there though? Is there? Isn't it just dead?
There's dead.
And
ED done. So that's it. Well, we're sorry. Our condolences to his family. All kidding aside.
Yep. Noted. Thank you. All right.
Yeah. And other than that, now let's get on to the news.
Wow. So since we last chatted, there was that debacle in the White House, and
which one? The one with your president, where they sat together and Trump basically landed him for 30 minutes.
To be clear, he's from my country, but he's not my president. But I didn't vote for him.
The guy that calls himself president of South Africa. That debacle.
Now. Oh, geez, Steve. I mean, where does one start? I mean, now that we're here at this point in time, so much has been said by so many people about so little. Oh, there we go. So much has been said by so many people about so little. And
there you go.
Wow. I don't know where to start. Where does one start with the crap that was?
Usually in the beginning. The South African visit was funny because Trump basically lambasted the president of South Africa for like 30 minutes, and he just sat there, and he wanted to tell this guy like the Richard Pryor Chevy Chase skit that they did in the 70s. He wanted to be like dead hunky to this guy, but couldn't because he's the president. He's trying to have decorum. Yeah, so and some people from South Africa have come over, which is interesting. And the president of South Africa called them pussies, basically. And it's like, all right, there you go. That's it.
All right, I want to begin by saying this.
Yes.
If anybody gives a shit about South Africa, which I actually really doubt, but if you do, everything that you've heard, literally everything you've heard, is the biggest lot of hot shit imaginable.
That's what your president said.
No, both sides. Both sides. Okay. Imagine the bullshit they spoke was the meal.
Okay.
And the salt and pepper was the truth.
Gotcha.
That's about how much truth was in that meal. There was let me put it this way. Okay. I mean, there's so much I could unpack and talk about, but okay. I will say this. One thing I have realized, I don't want to talk about the things that people have misspoken about ad nauseum already. I'll tell you what I've realized happened there. There were two guys, Ramaphosa and Trump. And despite their historical and pigment differences, they're the same people. They are the same people. They are made from the same stuff. And let me explain. Both of them could give two shits about people, about their countries, about uplifting anyone, about crime. Both of them are so far removed from reality. There is, even if they wanted to give a shit, they couldn't give a shit. They don't have a shit to give. They don't even know what that shit looks like. Okay. So that's just a fact. And power to them. They're so far up the bullshit tree. They don't even know what's going on. They have no idea. They haven't got a comprehension of what's going on, which means a couple of things. First of all, it means they can be manipulated by all kinds of people with all kinds of agendas. So neither of them really know what the fuck is going on in their countries. That's my takeaway. They're the same guy. Their accents might be different. Their histories might be different. There might be some genetic differences. They're the same guy. You know that guy who thinks he's God but doesn't give a shit about anybody else? That's them, both of them. And so you had two gods talking to gods in their own minds, talking to each other. And both of them were talking the biggest lot of cuck. That means that's Afrikaans for shit, really. I don't know if Ramaphosa spoke much because Trump kind of dominated the conversation, but his disconnect from reality is extraordinary, and the same for Trump.
Right.
So where do I begin with that? I'll just start with some highlights, okay, and then okay, and I want to be fair. I want to be equally hard on both of them. I don't want to pick one side.
Well, don't get.
They're both idiots. They're both freaking idiots. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's okay. Right. So let me start. So here's what I will say. South Africa has a high crime rate. Yes, it does. It has laws. Right. I'll talk about why they're there in a minute. It has laws that exclude people that look like me, maybe with less beard. Because I could probably pass for Middle Eastern right now. I'm kidding. Okay, but you know what I mean. All right.
You do that. If you can't do that, then you don't pass. Okay, then you're not.
Okay, so they do have those laws. We'll drill into why they're there in a minute. But they do have those laws, about 140 of them. So if you have a company of Steve, you've encountered this. You've tried to invest in South Africa. So if you have a company here, all right, there has to be a certain number of people of color, regardless of ability. All right, they have to be in there. Otherwise, stuff doesn't happen for you. That's a summary. I'll get into why. Part of me understands why it's there, but I'll get into that. All right. So those laws are there. So now that's the reality. The expropriation thing was signed. It is a law. They can right now take somebody's land without paying for it. Have they done it? No, but they can do it. It's there. Somebody described it as a loaded gun in the house that somebody's going to use. Fair analogy. But it is there.
Quick, we have that law here. They have a law here where they can take, I forget what it's called. Mine just went blank. But you can take land if it's if it needs to be used for like
in the public interest.
Yeah. So we have the same law here. So why everybody's getting all up in arms? Maybe Trump doesn't know that. All in arms about South Africa. We have the same shit here.
Yes, I don't want to talk about that because yes, it is there. I want to talk about okay, we'll get into that. But so this law has now been passed.
Right.
All kinds of realities have been attached to that they can literally take the drink out of your hand and they won't pay you for it. Okay, well, fine. Technically, that's true. Technically that's true. If I can, it's basically I can take without paying you. Okay. All right. Okay. So there it is. It's not good. It's not bad. Whatever. It's there. We have these laws that exclude people, and not just people of like Indian, Asian background. Okay. You have to be the full African thing to benefit from some of these laws. Whatever.
Like Elon.
Yeah. Right. You're African American. Exactly.
Yep.
So they exist. Yeah. Those laws are there. They've been around for a while. Those what they call Black economic empowerment laws or employment equity or whatever you want to call it. I'll get into the historical context. They didn't come from nowhere. Okay, so there they are. They exist. Now you can attach all kinds of realities to that are not real. Okay, there are people being murdered. True. A lot of them are farmers. Very dangerous to be a farmer. That's a fact. There are, on my show today, a woman has just been convicted. It's made national news here. I bet you it isn't making any news there. She trafficked her daughter apparently in February last year. Her 6-year-old daughter, she was on drugs. She was on all kinds of things. They've just sentenced her to life in prison, but she won't tell them where the kid is. These things happen here. Bad shit happens. There is an extraordinarily high crime rate. Unemployment is high. These are things that are important and should be discussed and should be highlighted. However, and let's say you're one of these whack jobs on your side of the world that found this stuff about South Africa and decided, for whatever reason, they care about South Africa. Okay, let's go with that. Who do you care about? Oh, all those white farmers. Fair enough. Power to you. Okay.
Right.
What do? You create, you offer them refugee status. I'm not going to get into whether they're refugees or not. Some people say, they're not refugees. There's Afghanis that are refugees. Okay, fine. Right. Don't worry about that. That's what happened. So somebody said, we'll give them refugee status. We'll get them over here. We'll give them asylum. Obviously, we'll vet them first, make sure they're not raving lunatics like the Tate brothers or something. Yeah. So we get them here, and they're all nice little people, and they wave the American flag, and they can speak our language. Great. Yay. Nice, safe white people. Okay. All right. There it is. All right. But my question is, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to protect? Are they trying to protect them? Okay, good. So let's say you are one of those people who has decided. See, I've already attacked both sides. You see what I'm doing here?
I see that.
I want to be very clear about this. Because I take both sides. Both sides are full of shit. Right. So you want these people over in the States for whatever reason. They're farmers. Yeah, go farmers. They feed the nation. Great. I get that. True. Lovely. Brilliant. Okay. So you want to help them, and maybe more of them. I've heard you've got, what, 50 odd? I've heard 49 and 59. I don't know what the figure is. It's less than 100. Okay. You got about 50 odd white Afrikaans, for some reason, Afrikaans. Okay. I don't know how you would identify what an Afrikaans person looks like as opposed to an English white person, but there they are. Okay. Right. So they're there. Great.
They have beards.
Right. Did they have beards? Oh, give me that razor. So this is a Norwegian thing, by the way. Morton would love this.
Because you're a Viking. That's what it says.
I'm a Viking. It's Viking blood. Yeah. It didn't do anything. Yeah, it didn't do anything. Although, hang on, is it coming off? I actually stuck it on. No, I'm kidding. Right.
I thought you were Tom Cruise there for a second. I didn't realize that. Go ahead.
Would help me if I thought that. So they're there, and people ostensibly want to help them. Great. Right. American goodwill. We want to help those guys. Nice. That's good. We don't want them terrorized. We don't want them genocided or whatever. That word has been bandied around a lot. Genocide. Okay. Not going to get into that. So you want to help them. Good. That's very noble of you. Well done to you. Power to you. We've heard stories. Good. On Fox, mind you. But okay, there they are. I'm not dismissing anything. So you get them there. They're there now. And you want to help them. Brilliant. And you love the fact they wave the flag and they speak the language. And yes.
And they're white.
We are, and they're white, and we're showing people that we're gonna help people. We don't care what color they are, but guys all happen to be white.
Yeah, we do, but that's fine.
So. Fair enough. So apparently, there's about 10,000 applications I've heard. So there's a lot more coming. Apparently,
okay,
right. So what do?
Okay.
You then get the South African president. You stick him in the Oval Office, right? And bear in mind, you're trying to help these people.
Yeah.
Just remember that. The motivation is you're trying to help these people. You want to make their case. You want to be their voice. Would that be fair to say?
Sure.
You're gonna bring facts and figures. You're gonna you got the tickets. What is it called? What's the expression?
Tickets?
You've got the facts. You're gonna bring the
facts.
I can't think of it. You're gonna bring it. You're gonna bring the facts.
You're gonna bring it.
Oh, the recipe, the dessert, whatever. You're gonna bring the stuff to the meeting. There's an expression, but I can't think of it.
Okay.
I don't remember it right now. Somebody's shouting it at the screen right now. So you bring
type it in, kids. Type it in. So, see, the government cut him off. Rob will be back in a second. He's having technical difficulties in South Africa. So, and this may be the whole show. So for you that are just joining us, Rob's discussing South Africa and Donald Trump and the white Africans. So you may run a commercial while we wait for Mr. Vega to show back up.
With the new HBN 3-outlet sensing countdown timer with remote control, you can set your whole house up to look like Christmas 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The timer comes with a 2, 4, 6, and 8-hour countdown function. The outlets can be easily operated by hand or by a remote control with the dusk to dawn on and off switch. And they come with 3, 2, and 1 outlet accessories. We use them here at 2OF Entertainment.
All right, and we're back. We're waiting for Robb Vega to get reconnected from South Africa. So we're sorry that happened. He'll be with us shortly. We're talking about the South Africans that are coming over here. And the network has gone down. So, as we say, that would be the end of the show, kids. We're sorry it wasn't longer. Join us next week, and we'll do it again. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Cheers.
Thank you so much for listening to this Old Woods Robb Vega, whatever the hell he wants to call himself, fellow. You know, this podcast thing, it makes him feel very important, and he's a difficult fellow as it is to deal with. So thank you so much for putting up with him, and do take care.